I had feelings for him, lust. At first, it kind of struck me, you know what I'm saying? They were telling me, hey man, this white dude, he's blood also, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like, well, hell, he had to show some type of heart. But by us acknowledging him as blood, I pushed that lust to the side.
Tell me, is it facts or opinions? You be the judge.
Yo, welcome to Facts or Opinions, everybody. Got them and everybody trying to give them out. Man, we got one today, man. Lamar Moore. I don't know if y'all remember back in the days, they had this HBO documentary came out where they talked about the jail stories and everything like that. And this guy right here, man, they bring up in the documentary about this white guy named Mindy, right? How the dude was in love with Mindy and stuff. The documentary actually was called Turned Out, right? It was Turned Out. It's an Alabama prison story. Talks about what went on in Alabama back then, right? So that being said, this guy's done his time. That guy right there, you see right there, he's done his time. Now he comes out. He said he never got a chance to watch the documentary. He said the documentary was all fake. He said he was just acting. He said that they were actually asking him to embellish a little bit. Now, I'm gonna let y'all check it out. Y'all tell me, because I don't see how you would want to embellish anything like this. So let's get into and listen to what he said too as well.
And who I am, if something bothers me and it just keeps bothering me, eventually I got to say something or do something about it. You know what I mean? Not saying that this video will change anybody's view or idea or opinion of me or of the situation that I'm about to discuss, but hey, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying?
One of the dorms here.
The captain and the lieutenant, they come around to do daily inspections of the whole dorm. So they go in the closet and they see all this shit painted on the wall and they go off.
Again, that's Lamar Moore right here.
Until we find out who vandalized his room, won't be no football.
But he's a blood, so nobody can't go clutch him out.
Another blood come to me, say, hey man, you know who put that shit in that room? I said, nah, who? So he tells me, he say, blood did it, the little white boy. So I'm like, what?
Once again, Mark sees the opportunity to begin his mind games.
I walk him around the prison compound, we talk. I basically let him know, you know what I'm saying, how I had felt betrayed by what he did. Basically, I just made him feel guilty. I started to put my plan into making. So I let him know that I want him to be with me. I let him know that I want to have sex with him. I let him know I want to lay with him.
Like, I need.
So that's the guy right there. So I just want everybody to understand that is the guy right there that's doing the talking, right? So again, he's saying, and he's adamant about they were lying. Like, that's not what he was on. So let's hear what he's got to say.
And let it be known, the truth, let the truth be known about what really happened and what really was meant to be. What was meant to be was totally not what happened.
We had sex together, and we
Now that's Mindy. That's supposed to be the Mindy guy, right?
fought together, and we was there for each other.
The relationship that we shared was really like the relationship I had with my child's mother. I mean, we were so compatible. You know what I'm saying? We had so much in common. We developed great feelings for one another. He was like my shadow. Everywhere you seen me, you seen him. We were best friends. It wasn't, the relationship wasn't based on sex, me fucking him in his ass. It was more than that. You know what I'm saying? I cared deeply about him.
And I was inspired from watching a guy on YouTube, the Dante Show. Watching his shows inspired me to talk about my story. Because like I say, and I'm man enough to admit that I did not have the courage or the knowledge of how to go about in doing this. You know what I mean? But watching the Dante Show inspired me. And I was like, you know what, man? You made your bed, you gotta lie in it. You know what I mean? But in order for you to feel some type of peace and to kind of resolve the situation within myself, you need to let it be known what really happened, what was really intended. Okay. And like I say, watching the Dante Show really inspired me.
Salute to the Dante Show for inspiring him, for him to come out saying this, because this is crazy. So, because, yeah, he's got to explain it to us as viewers. What did we see? Because what we saw come out of his mouth did not look script or anything.
I rock with you, Dante. Real talk, bro. I love your show. I watch it every day. I also watch other YouTubers, but it's something about the Dante Show. It's like, you know what? I need to reach out to him and put my story out there. Okay. So, as a lot of y'all may know about the documentary called Turned Out, Sexual Assault Behind Bars in Alabama. Okay. That documentary was done in 2001.
Okay.
I'm him.
That's him right there, y'all.
Well, one of the guys. The other guy, he is no longer here with us. He passed away.
That was his homeboy.
You know,
the one that y'all saw in the video.
It is what it is. May he rest in peace. I'm still here. And I would like to tell my story about the story that a lot of people in the world have seen. They've made their own judgments on it. I've read the comments and, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and whatever, you know what I mean? Hey, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But that documentary was not.
And he's right. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's why this is called Facts or Opinions. So you want us to have an opinion about what you said out your mouth, or is it a fact that came out your mouth? So let's keep going, y'all.
They edited a lot of stuff. They capped out some stuff. They ran some stuff in with each other. It was not like that. It's not like that. Like I say, the name of the video is Turned Out, Sexual Assault Behind Bars.
Right.
Now, sexual assault does go on behind bars. All types of stuff go on behind bars. If you've been there, then you know it's a crazy, twisted, warped world. It's a world within itself. You know what I mean? But I just felt the need that I need to tell my story of the events that were in that documentary.
Okay.
Everything was not true.
Okay.
Everything was not true. Some of it, yes, but most of it, no.
Okay. So everything was not true, but some of it, yes, was true. So I hope he help us tell us what's true.
The director, okay, I was introduced to these people. They were from Camden, New Jersey, Boston, Massachusetts, somewhere in Massachusetts, something like that. But the name of the company was Issues and Incarcerations, Interlock Media. The director's name was Jonathan Schwartz. Okay. So you got to look at it from my shoes. You know, try standing in my shoes. I've been locked up for a while.
Okay.
these people come down because my friend, some type of way, he was tied in with them, and he said, I know someone that could give y'all some knowledge of things that go on in prison.
Like
Could
this
have got
guy.
a lot of people messed up. So he like, yeah.
He doesn't make it any better. He jumps right in.
I said, what if we rape you right now? How will you like that?
He started crying and begging and pleading. You know what I'm saying? Mark, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be gay. I don't want to. But at this time, you know what I'm saying, I'm out of control. I don't want to hear nothing, no talk.
My little brother, he jump up and he slap him real hard. And he done got serious because he really wanted to be with this person all alone.
Okay, so they went to the commissioner of the prison system in Alabama and got permission to come into the prisons and film.
Okay.
So the warden of any prison couldn't stop it because the commissioner had already approved it. Okay. Because if any of y'all know, you can't just, come up to a prison and say, oh, we want to film about your prison or we want to film prisoners. No, they can't. That's not possible. They have to have permission. You know what I mean? So they come to the prison. Well, they actually did. They did it in 2 prisons because I got in some trouble at the first prison where they were filming at, and I got transferred to another prison, and they got permission to come to that prison to finish up the documentary. Okay. Like I said, the documentary was solely based on trying to educate and teach people about prison life. But that's not the way they edited it to be. They made me out to look like I was some type of animal or some type of monster, and I'm not. That's not me. I'm not no animal. I'm not a monster. I'm not a bad person. Yeah, I've done some bad things in my life. I've made some mistakes, but I'm not an animal. So they come to the prison and man, listen, when I say, when you've been locked up, man, you only see the female officers, which, some look pretty decent, but, this man comes and he has a whole crew. It was like 8 of them, and it was like him and it was one other guy. All the rest were females, and they were beautiful.
Okay.
They bringing me free world food. Like, what do you want to eat? Whatever I said I wanted to eat. They weren't gonna bring no drugs or no alcohol or no weapons and nothing, but food, yeah, they could. So, and then the women, they were giving me so much flirty type attention.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there, because he brought up the women. Again, if you're talking about women and you're attracted, first he said some of the women's in there, they was if you ain't had no woman, I don't care what she is. You want to know the feeling of a woman, not just the fact that some of them look all right, some of them didn't. Like, that was weird, him saying that. But let's keep going.
It was like I almost lost my mind. Like, bro, I hadn't been around a woman in like 12 years at that time. You know what I mean? So that shit just kind
of. It was telling me bullshit about, like, if you get in trouble, so we're gonna go up there and lie and say you brought it on yourself and shit like that. And I was believing them. They had me in a position where they had me spooked. You know what I mean? Because I was looking to make parole and everything, and I wasn't trying to get in no conflict.
I say, you got 2 choices. You can either be with me, or you can go pack your shit and go tell them folks to lock you up.
It went to my head, man. You know what I mean? Then the food, because everybody know prison food sucks. So them bringing me that free world food, and that's what we call in prison, free world food. Those who've been to prison understand that term. Those who haven't, yeah, you might be like, what do you mean free world food? But yeah. Okay, so they bring me that food, the women all bubbly and flirty and just this, that, and, they talking to me, and it just, so when we started the documentary.
Again, I'm confused. If there was a bunch of beautiful women, how would they get you excited to start talking about a man if that ain't what you want? That's weird.
I guess what I was saying wasn't really lighting the fire. So they kind of like coach me into things to say and this and that and that. And I just kind of like the more I done it, it's like the more comfortable I became. So I just went to just throwing stuff out there and adding stuff and just, you know what I'm saying, hyping it up, you know, this, that, and the third, like, you know, and that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted.
Wait a minute. So for food and to have a bunch of females standing in front of you, they hyped you up to talk about Mindy, a white guy, and you and your homeboy did something to the white guy?
And me, you know, I was young. Like I said, I had been locked up. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, eating that garbage for that many years and, you know, not being around no pretty women, like being, you know, like, cause you can't be all up on the female guards and, you know, talking to them like, you know, a personal type, you know, area like that. So, you know, that kind of, all that stuff was like, man, it just blowed my mind back. Like, I was like excited and happy and just all over the place. You know what I mean?
Excited, happy, and turned on. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Because I hadn't had this in so long. And
what, the food?
All the time I was not knowing that their intentions were to get this video from me and exploit me and to make me look like some type of predator. They were nice. They were respectful. They seemed like great people. And that's how I looked at them. That's how I took them. But the whole time they had other ideas. And me, like I said, me being young.
That ain't got nothing to do with you being young, bro, because you still in the prisons and you're telling this story and you wasn't expecting. I believe, this is my opinion, I believe you wasn't expecting to get out. And I believe that you was just saying what you was doing in there, not knowing that here we are 20 plus years later, that it would still be one of the biggest documentaries that HBO ever had.
Naive, not really knowing the severity of what I was doing and saying. And then they had me sign some type release papers or something.
You know,
I can't even remember. It's been so long. But like I say, that was 23 years ago. You know what I mean? 23
years ago, you didn't remember. You remember all details, but you don't remember the paper.
They put the video out. Okay. I finally get out of prison. Like, 2001. I think I got out of prison like 8 or 9 years later. Okay. Life was good. Everything was good. And I ran across the video on YouTube. I was like, oh, okay, that's the video I did. So, oh yeah, I'm excited. I want to watch it. But when I watched it, it was not nearly. I'm like, what? And man, the more I watched, the more furious I got, because I'm like, wait a minute. They man, listen, you know, I don't know how they did it or how you would even go about doing that. You know what I mean? But I'm sure they know, because this is what they do. They know how to edit. They know how to piece stuff and, you know, cut out stuff and put this piece with that piece, and you know what I mean? Man. And man, I could not believe what I watched. I'm like, oh my God. So then I'm thinking like, okay, well, maybe no one will see it.
What?
Wrong. A lot of people seen it. It just bothers me because so many people have judged me about that video. Family, friends, you know, a lot of people. And they don't even know the truth. They've never even talked to me. They've never met me.
See, contradicting itself. He said family and friends talk about him and they don't know him nor they met him. And they never talked to you. But you didn't talk to them though, Mark. You went on ahead and did it. You didn't make no money, allegedly no money off of it. You got hamburgers and pizzas and free world food with a promise that you said allegedly you can get out early. But there's no documentation of none of this.
You know, nothing. They don't know anything about me, but I can understand. Because when I watched it, especially if you've never been to prison and you watch that, you would definitely be like, whoa, I don't ever want to go to prison. And that's what the whole video was done for. The video was done to try to, you know, keep young guys from coming to prison. That was the whole purpose of the documentary.
That wasn't a scare straight, like you told stories about how you violated men in prison, you and your homeboy. Like that's what it was about. And you said you was in love with a gang member that was a white guy.
Was to try to steer youngsters in a different direction than a life of crime so that they would not come to prison. But Jonathan Swartz, the producer and I guess the owner of the company, Issues and Incarceration, Interlock Media, I guess, you know, his intentions was to make me look bad, to make me look like I was a pure animal. And I'm like, and look, man, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Anybody knows in the state of Alabama, I don't know about no other states, but I can speak about this one. In the state of Alabama, man, look, I would never got out. I would have had more time and all that, bro.
That's not true because Mindy said in that video and said, if you got to either be with me, pack up and get out. Because the man said y'all was worried about getting in trouble. And in the documentary, they talked about something, the Vaseline and something you put on the hand so it looked like he did it to himself. Now, you said that. Now, again, this is where I'm confused. How was they able to give you a script to say that? Knowing that, to me, if you was in jail, your respect was so honorable in jail. You didn't want to look like that because I thought in jail, that's the worst thing you can look like.
And I hold that. Alabama does not play that. I mean, but that documentary, man, it made me look like a pretty animal. And I'm like, whoa, they know this. But I know it's a lot of people still gonna feel the way that they feel about it. And I understand that. I understand, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's so much and so many things about that documentary that were fabricated, that it was so many lies.
What was the lie?
It was just, it was an act. That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. That's what the producer and mainly everybody in his crew, that's what they wanted.
You to act.
They didn't, like I say, the
like
stories and the first thing that I started talking about, he was like, nah, we want you to talk about this. And we want, you know what I mean? You really? I'm thinking in my mind, like, you want to hear about that? This is okay.
So why did you say that when they said, no, let's tell the real truth? Or you want to hear about that? Because if you've never experienced that, how are you going to talk to something like that, bro? You wasn't no actor. You said you was young. You didn't know no better. So I'm trying to figure out what script they gave you to be able to do that. Because you didn't look like you was reading from a script.
Okay, so they feed me. They, you know what I'm saying? Okay, they come to see me. They come to do this documentary. I'll say, I'm gonna give you what you want, and I gave it to them. not knowing that it would paint a very, very bad picture of me. If I'd have knew that, I would have never done that at all. Never. I would have never done that. Because like I say, it's so many people that have seen that video have so many bad comments and opinions about me.
So there you have it. All right. Y'all tell me what y'all think. He said the director, producer, the director, another guy, and 6 bad chicks came in there. And they brought him free world food. And he was just so excited seeing all these bad chicks. Even though he's seen chicks for COs, they was okay. But these were some exceptional bad chicks. They were so flirtatious to the point they wanted him to tell the story about him taking another man. And he gave them what they wanted. Like, so y'all tell me what you think. It ain't for me to pick and choose. I just know what we see. And what was that video, that documentary that came out? His homeboy don't look like he was acted out. He's no longer here. And now all of a sudden, he doesn't look like he was acting it out. So y'all tell me what y'all think, man, because I am really, really curious to what y'all think. This HBO documentary, was it fake or was it fact? Y'all tell me what y'all think about this guy. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, man. This is crazy.
Tell me, is it facts or opinions? You be the judge.